When I first came to Venice, I was just mesmerized by the beauty of it all. I mean, everything was so fascinating, amazing, mysterious. The light was incredible. The monuments, what was inside of them, the detail, the artisanal work, the icons, the bejeweled icons. The detail was incredible. And then there were the islands. So I went out into the laguna to explore the islands, and the first island I came to was Murano. Equally fascinating. An abundance of color, eye-popping color and blues, the cobalts, colors from all over the rainbow and all the different mastering techniques. The glass blowing was phenomenal. The tools and just the different coloring techniques like the filigrana, the cane work, which you could also use to create beads. It was all fascinating. Just simplicity of a beautiful filigrana bead. And the colors, the possibilities in the Marini battuto, the battuto technique, the little baby sculpture beads. Phenomenal, endless array of color choices. Flame working, the layering process and the coloring process of flame working. And it all led me to creating my own jewelry, my own beads, working with these great artisans, designing around their best techniques, and then creating really specific one-of-a-kind works. So the flame work technique for me was very similar to the blowing technique. And so I tried doing it, and the Abate Zanetti is a phenomenal school with great, phenomenal masters. Maestro Signoretto here, and he had incredible patience, but I didn't. So I found my patience through the master Jeremiah and started designing through his influence many styles of goblets, and we created many together over 25 years, some of my favorites. And then that led to opening up my own store. And the store, filling it with jewelry and goblets and every form of vessel that I could design. And that leading to me being noticed by certain events planners, for this case, the Merchant of Venice and Al Pacino, wining and dining with my goblets at this phenomenal table in the cortile of the Doge's Palace for the Venice Film Festival. And Ivana Trump came and had me design a number of beautiful goblets for her to fill. You know, there were 4 styles for 48 people, and they were all had the painting of 2 men and a young woman, I think her children. But she was very fascinated with the mirrors and the chandeliers, so we went into the glass factories and started redesigning, creating, and purchasing, and that led to working with the Bellagio Hotel and Bellagio designers and being their exclusive representative on Murano for the Bellagio, which was many months of work. At which point I thought maybe I should start doing trunk shows, getting on the road. So one of my favorite venues was Sofa, and I would bring my one-of-a-kind necklaces there and met some phenomenal collectors and husbands and wives, and they all loved the one-of-a-kind pieces, and they enjoyed collecting together, and also just look stunning and powerful and unique. My unique collectors. And then some of my collectors invited me into their homes to do shows around their glass collections. And that is something that I enjoy very much doing, and I've missed so much this year. And this just merging with their collections and meeting these lovely hostesses and having time to become friends with them. which led me to the Tacoma Museum of Glass to do some trunk shows there. Again, my lovely hostesses and my collectors who decided they had to come and visit Venice and enjoy Venice with me. And then we went to Murano and we went to meet the artists and collect pieces and learn more about the glass and about the production and about the phenomenal work. And it was a joy to share in their collecting and to introduce them to all these amazing artists over the years. And then that led to something else. It led to a really phenomenal collection, of which I am included in, and the Bosches have gifted to the Ringling College of Art and Design. This was a special lunch that launched quite a bit of it. So here we are with the president and the Bosches, and they decided to bring all the trustees over to understand more about this phenomenal collection that they have been promised, as well as the campus buildings where the monies were raised and the seed monies were gifted by the Bosches to create this amazing art center with glass-blowing facilities. And the little bluebird is something I put up there because that just represents the first piece of glass that the Bosches ever collected, a little blue glass bird. Which leads me back to working with these chandelier elements that I found in this factory in the attics on the Murano, and compiling them like I do my necklaces and building totems that turned into personalities, many of whom I've met here in Venice, and elements, again, compiling elements of mirrors, antique elements, and then putting together to create almost paintings, which each one was a challenge, each one was different. And then that led me to participating at the Venice Glass Week in the Hub in Palazzo Loredan, curated by Rosa Barovia Mentasti. This is the room that she asked me to do an installation in 17th century, and you couldn't touch the walls or the ceilings, and there was no electricity, so it was a challenge, but it was phenomenal. We made totems out of the mirrors. And they reflected the floor, the ceiling, the walls, this beautiful 16th, 17th century softness that was reflected in all the mirrors and the ceiling. And the opening was phenomenal. And that's the reflection of the ceiling from the floor. So then in 2020, for the Venice Glass Week, there were no factories open, so I went back into my archives and I found these elements that reminded me of microbes and the sun and stars and the bursting of creativity. And this is what I thought might be a nice addition to San Marco. Like an ode to everyone involved on the front lines of 2020. And then I also went back to my beads and the coloring and creating new necklaces this year with more vibrant colors, or Mondrian chic gondolieri feels. And the reds and the mirrored beads and the turquoise of the water. And then lastly, a big commission. There was a 9x4 foot mirror that I could just create in any way that I wanted to put into this restaurant. And so I found all of these old elements like Jeff Koons, old frame elements that I put into the compilation. But then it started changing, and then we put the crest of the restaurant in. And it was backlit with a large mirror around it. And then at I guess the last month before it was due, it became a design of the current family and a family tree, and asking for colors like black and Ferrari red and royal blue and green greens. And I had a writer's block for a moment, and it took a while to just kind of get my head around all those colors. And then it started coming together, and it came together well, and there's an allegory of stories inside for the family and many, many elements that make up the pieces. And then the mirroring was like the alchemy that pulled it all together. Just this amazing antiquing to tell like the history of the family. And it was moved out as quick as we could get it into the States before another lockdown. And it is being installed as we speak, and I will have a beautiful picture of that soon. So now it's time to reflect. I really think I just need to reflect about what's been going on, about my creativity, where I would like to go with it, where I am today. And where I am today is somewhere over the rainbow, under the rainbow, but definitely home. There's no place like home. Thank you for joining us. We've enjoyed sharing our experiences on Murano and Venice with you. If you have any questions, if you'd like some more information about the artists or our work, or like to join us on our virtual trunk shows, please contact us. Stay safe. Take care.